Welcome to 5 Minutes of Momentum. These episodes are a short 5-minute burst of inspiration, motivation, and massive action. If you need that little kick up the butt to get things moving and to inspire you to take massive action, then every single Thursday I'll be sending you through a 5-minute episode to download, digest, and implement to finish your week off strong. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. Welcome back to 5 Minutes of Momentum. Today I want to talk to you about why authentic sales strategies actually work. And it may seem like simple, but people buy from people they trust, and people buy from people who have a whole level of confidence, and confidence comes from true authenticity and self-trust. Right? When you're owning your own worth, you are absolutely believing in yourself and the value that you bring to the table. That true confidence comes through like an energy. It comes across in the way that you promote yourself and the way that you sell yourself. And when you really believe in that, you don't doubt whether someone's going to say yes or no. You know that if it's the right fit, they will say yes, and that's absolutely perfect, right? But if they say no, it's totally fine as well, because you're not attaching your self-worth to your business. Authentic sales strategies work because people are looking for authenticity. It is the highest level of vibration that we can be in when we're truly authentically ourselves. So we want to really hone in on it, especially I believe in this next phase of business. You know, I think we went through a phase, right, where consumers were showing like consumer behavior where they were like, okay, we're looking at people's websites, we want to know people's values, we want to understand the board of directors, we want to understand their values, we want to understand where they're spending their money, we want to understand what they believe in, and we want to know the ins and outs behind the scenes of the business, right? We want to buy from people that we feel connected to. We want to know who the founder is. And so we've gone through that phase of business, and now we're evolving to this next phase where authenticity is a whole new level, because we're really seeing this inauthenticity come through, and it's so clear for people to be like, I can see through the bullshit, right? Our bullshit radar is going off, and we can absolutely see that they're full of shit. And so I think one of the things we need to be conscious of is like, how are we truly being authentic in the way that we're showing up? And it starts with the inner chatter, because if we're trying to put on a persona or we're trying to be someone that we're not, then we want to work on why that is. Are we worried about the judgment? Are we not accepting of ourselves? Because sometimes that's the key piece, right? We actually haven't fully accepted ourselves and all our own quirks and all our own individualities, and we are expecting ourselves to be different people, or we're showing up as different versions of ourselves, and then the inauthenticity shows through that. Like, we can tell that there's something that's just not right there. It's like, it's so inauthentic, and you're just like, there's just something not right, and I can't put my finger on what it is, but I don't feel comfortable to buy. And so that creates a level of uncertainty, and people are buying based on certainty. Like, in this day and age, they're so looking for this whole new level of certainty to come through in order for them to feel safe to buy. And so one of the things that I'm teaching my clients at the moment is how you're communicating your certainty. What can you be certain of in the way that you deliver, in the way that you communicate, in the way that you speak to the results that you create, and how can you be certain of what you can actually deliver? And this doesn't have to be saying things that you don't do, right? This is not actually communicating things like promising the world. Like, this is where people have just gone beyond. People went to this extent of like promising the world and then actually not fully delivering, and people are pissed off with that. So we want to come back to how can we be truly authentic, and how can we communicate our certainty with what we can deliver and what we won't deliver, or what we don't deliver. So like, you'll see this on sales pages where it's like, this is for you if, and this is not for you if, right? Or this is something like, even just when I promote like certain things that I'm putting out into the world, I will be so clear of like, I will tell you if it's not the right fit for you, and I stay in that integrity. I will communicate what it is based on what it's not. And this is where people are getting so much more clearer. So how can you really hone in your niche? How can you hone in even more of like what your speciality is, or what you do differently to other people? Because you've really honed on that, people are like, yes, okay, perfect. I want to buy that. And I'm totally okay with it not having that, right? As long as you just don't promise it and then not deliver it. Like, people are just done with that shit. And so authenticity is a few different things, right? Like, it's developing that level of trust within yourself and communicating and being yourself, which takes a bit of time. Like, I feel like the more I show up online, the more authentic I become. And because I'm just not worried about the responses, I'm not worried about what other people think, I'm just being the best version of myself, because all I can be is me, and that's it. And I'm fully accepting of that, and I love myself to that extent to not worry about what other people think, right? And so it's so key that we focus on developing our level of authenticity and allow ourselves to sell with our authenticity. So what I mean by that is that allow your quirkiness to come through, allow your uniqueness to come through. Like I said to someone the other day on a sales call, like, I'm going to swear, I hope you're okay with that. The F word's my favorite word. Like, please be, if you're like don't like that, then I want you to know that I'm not going to change that because it's something that I utilize within my coaching. And she was like, totally fine. So like, sometimes you need to just hone in on like, what is your uniqueness and how can you be truly yourself? Obviously you're still being respectful and you're not like, being someone you're not. It's really truly just owning who you are and owning what you do and how you help people, so then people can feel certain of what it is that you do deliver. Because if you're doubting it or if you're inauthentic in the way that you communicate it, people feel that, and they feel that in a way of uncertainty, and then they don't buy. So that's why authenticity works. So I want you just to hone in on that, what that means for you. Think about how you can communicate that, and don't be afraid to come forward and say who you're not for and who you are for. Don't be afraid in coming forth and saying what you do and what you don't do, because that actually helps people differentiate whether they're the right fit for you or not. And that's really worthwhile doing. So I hope that this serves you. I hope that you really lean into your authenticity, because it makes such a big difference, especially if you have a personal brand. I mean, every business has to do this, because it's gone are the days where people don't care. Like it's like the company face. Like that means nothing anymore. People really want to know what's going on behind the scenes. So lean into it, love it, accept it, and you will connect on a whole deeper level with your ideal clients.